For a long time, scientists drew our family tree like a simple diagram. In this picture, humans evolved in a straight line. One ancient human group would branch off, then die out, while another would move forward. The tree showed neat splits, almost like a family chart. Homo erectus was one of the first branches. Later, so were Neanderthals, and finally, us, modern humans. This view made it easy to see who came before us and who disappeared. It suggested that modern humans are the last and only survivors. Scientists used to think that these other humans, like Homo erectus, had no direct contact with us. The branches seemed separate and clear. But, nature is often more complicated. New discoveries now show that the real story is messier. The simple tree is just too tidy for the truth. It misses the mixing and meeting that happened between different groups. As we find more evidence, the lines between groups begin to blur. Our past is not just about splitting apart, but also coming together. The story of humans is being rewritten. Recently, scientists found a new way to look into our past. They studied ancient proteins found inside fossil teeth. These teeth belonged to Homo erectus, an early human who lived over 1 million years ago. Proteins are tiny building blocks that make up most of our body. They are a bit like DNA, but can last much longer in fossils. DNA breaks down over time, so it is hard to study in very old bones. But proteins can survive for hundreds of thousands, or even millions of years. By studying these proteins, scientists can learn about the genes of long-extinct humans. The proteins act like a fingerprint, showing family connections. This method opened a new window into the lives and relationships of ancient humans. It allowed researchers to compare Homo erectus with other groups. They could finally ask, did Homo erectus really leave a genetic mark on us? The answer turned out to be more surprising than anyone expected. When scientists analysed the proteins from Homo erectus teeth, they made a big discovery. The proteins showed signs of gene flow between Homo erectus and another ancient group, Denisovans. Gene flow means that two different groups mixed and had children together. This sharing of genes left a mark in the proteins. This was a shock to many researchers. Before, most people thought Homo erectus was too old to have mixed with other later groups. But the patterns found in tooth proteins proved that these groups met and shared genes. It meant that Homo erectus and Denisovans were not just neighbours, they were family. The protein fingerprints matched up in ways that could only happen if there was mixing. Like puzzle pieces clicking together, the evidence was clear. Homo erectus did not just disappear quietly. Part of their genetic story continued by mixing with others. This changes what we thought about ancient humans. They were not just separate branches, but sometimes joined together. The most amazing part is that some of this ancient mixing still affects people now. When scientists looked at the genes of people living in Asia and Oceania, they found small pieces that matched the proteins from Homo erectus and Denisovans. This shows that the gene flow did not stop in the distant past. It became part of our modern story. People in places like Papua New Guinea, Australia, and parts of East Asia have genetic traces from these ancient humans. These pieces of DNA may help with things like fighting diseases or living in different climates. The genes are like a memory passed down through thousands of years. This discovery connects us to a much older world. We are not just the children of a single group. We are the result of many meetings, journeys, and new families. So, the story of Homo erectus is not finished. Pieces of their legacy still live in us. With these new discoveries, scientists are changing how they draw our family history. Instead of a simple tree, they now see human evolution as, well, a tangled web. Different groups met, mixed, and moved apart many times. There were crossings, not just branchings. This web shows that humans were always on the move. Groups wandered long distances and, along the way, met others. Sometimes they had children together. Those children carried genes from both groups, mixing the family lines. This new picture is definitely more complex, but it fits the evidence better. It explains why we find ancient genes in modern people. The web connects us all, not just to one group, but to many. It's a new way to think about who we are. Our family is much bigger and more connected than we once believed. There are other examples of mixing in our past, too. Neanderthals, another ancient human group, met and mixed with early modern humans in Europe and Asia. Today, almost everyone outside of Africa carries a small amount of Neanderthal DNA. This mixing actually helped early humans survive in new environments. Denisovans, who lived in Asia, also mixed with modern humans and with Neanderthals. People in Tibet, for example, have Denisovan genes that help them live at high altitudes. These genes let them breathe easily where the air is thin. There were even other, less well-known groups that mixed with our ancestors. Scientists sometimes find strange genes that do not match any known group. These ghost ancestors are a mystery, but they show that mixing was common. All these examples prove that ancient humans did not live in isolation. They met, learned from each other, and shared more than just stories. These discoveries make us rethink what it means to be human. The old idea was that only our group survived, while the rest vanished. Now we see that all ancient humans left something behind in us. We are a mix of many different families. This new view helps us understand our strengths and differences. Some ancient genes protect us from sickness. Others may affect how our bodies work or how we look. Our diversity is a result of this long history of mixing. It also means that no one is pure or separate from others. We share a deep connection with people all over the world. Our family story is everyone's story. Knowing this can bring us closer together. It reminds us that we are all linked by the same ancient web. None of this would be possible without new science. Just a few years ago, we could not study DNA or proteins from ancient teeth and bones. Now, with special tools and careful work, scientists can unlock secrets from the past. Every new method helps us see further back in time. Proteins from teeth are like time capsules, holding clues for millions of years. DNA studies add even more detail. Together, they give us a clearer picture of our shared history. The more we learn, the more questions we can answer. But new discoveries also bring new mysteries. The story of human evolution is always changing, and science is our guide. This is an exciting time to study our origins. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding who we are. Finding out that Homo erectus left a genetic legacy changes how we think about ourselves. It shows that we are all connected in ways we never guessed before. Our story is not just about survival, but about sharing and mixing. These discoveries remind us that our differences are ancient and important. They help make us strong and adaptable. Knowing our true history can help us appreciate every part of who we are. Science is showing us that human history is full of surprises. The more we learn, the more we see that our past is rich, mixed, and shared by everyone. That is a story worth celebrating. With new tools and open minds, we are rewriting the story of us all. And the best part is, there are still many secrets waiting to be found.